Sabi boy.
Hello again. Hello.
What's happening, brother?
It's been too long,
I know it's been
bro.
time, cuz.
It's been
Yeah.
long.
My G, what you saying, bro?
Not only has it been long on the show, it's been long since we chilled, you know?
I know. It's been a while. Obviously, you've been away, just got back.
Yeah. Say hello. Let's say hello to our viewers, mate. Say
Hello, viewers.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thank
you.
you.
Missed us, you know. You missed us, though.
Yeah, it's been a while. What's been going on, my G?
Nothing. We just blessed, man. It's you we should be asking, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. It's been a funny last month and a half-ish?
Yeah, few weeks.
Yeah, so I was in Nigeria for 3 weeks and a bit, like 3.5 weeks. That was nice. It was mixed feelings because I think 3.5 weeks was a bit too long. So I worked for the first week there.
Yeah.
The evenings were nice, you know, after work, have a beer, vibes, you know, chill. And then the 2.5 weeks after was just full on my time. But I started to get a bit frustrated towards the end.
At what point? Is it 2 weeks in or 2.5 weeks in?
So I think first things first. I went when there's this cashless, they're trying to move to a more cashless society, but Nigerian banks don't have the infrastructure to support POS transactions, bank transfers. So literally, there were situations where I went to a store, bought something, and I couldn't pay. I couldn't leave.
And you're not doing like thousands
of
people.
Literally couldn't pay. There was a time when I was really stuck, and I called my brother. All I bought was food, but I was stuck. I mean, you know me. Now when I buy food, I start eating it before even paying. And I was stuck. I had to call him to do a transfer with another bank account. Yeah. So, you know, early days when I first got there, I had a bit of cash. You know, Tory's mom got me cash. Everyone kept saying, keep your cash. Keep your cash. But I was feeling like Puff Daddy, you know, throwing cash around.
Puff Daddy in what, 95?
Bro, when that cash finished, it started to get very frustrating towards the end because how difficult is it to go somewhere? You've got the cash, right? But, you know, you've got the money to buy what you want to buy, but the most basic thing, not being able to pay for it.
Yeah, because
it starts to get a bit frustrating.
Using your card and stuff. The POS machine will probably not work.
Yeah. Then I wasn't driving in Nigeria because, man, to drive there, bro, you need like, I probably need to be retrained to drive there. Because it's madness, bro. So I wasn't driving. So sometimes you'd have to wait for the driver. I was sharing the driver with Tory's mom. Then I started doing Ubers because there are Ubers there. So I thought, I don't need to wait for anybody, right? You book an Uber.
Yeah.
The Uber driver will call you like 5-10 minutes later. You know, the app is saying the guy's on his way, right? Yeah. So what do you do when you book an Uber? You just wait for it. No. The app will show you on the way, but the guy will then phone you, where are you going? Because the app doesn't tell them your destination until they pick you up. So you tell them, they go. And they're so rude as well. They say, yes. Did you book Uber? I'm like, yeah. Where are you going?
Like you're a stranger to Nigeria.
Where are you going? No, but bro, you know, I hadn't been since 2019. The end of 2019. Your mindset shifts. It changed. It took me like 2 weeks to settle in. And then I had 1 week and I left. Okay, I'll give you an example. We went to Ekpe Resort and then we're going back. Bro, from Ekpe, so it was okay leaving Ekpe. But like Ibejuleki to Ikoyi, bro, it was like 3.5 hours, bro.
That's a normal 20-minute journey.
And because they're fixing the roads, they're constructing the road, but they then created
BRT.
No, not even BRT. They created like another lane for you to share with the oncoming vehicles. So if everyone maintains, you know, one lane, it will be fine. But they were creating like 5 lanes on something that should be 1 lane. Bro, so the frustration doesn't even come from the fact that there's traffic. It comes from the fact that you can see people just messing it up and, bro, it was, those were the negatives though, but on the positive side, it was fun. It was fun, you know, eating Niger food, seeing family, seeing friends. Then another thing I noticed is a lot of my friends have moved out of Nigeria. Like,
what did they call it in Nigeria?
Jakpa. Jakpa. I was texting.
Outside Jakpa Central.
Yeah. Jakpa. Namo. We didn't even hail Namo. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually recording that show halfway through
had to go before you.
Yeah, before I went to Nigeria, we need to reshoot the whole thing.
The whole thing, or just
Nah, we'll do the whole thing, bro. We'll do the whole thing.
So, shout out to Jack.
Yeah. So it was.
Sorry, let me
nice,
just interrupt. We didn't also introduce producer man, Tate,
Yeah,
Namola, Big
Nams.
Big Nams in the building. What you saying,
What
bro?
did you call him that time? Club boy.
Club boy,
Hey,
big boy.
Lies.
Namo is now going club
Club boy.
60.
He done. He done. You know.
Stop lying on my name, man. But yeah, hello everyone. I just want to say, I feel really privileged to have BJ and Femi in the studio.
We're glad to be here, bro.
We feel privileged.
After like 6 weeks, is it 6 weeks?
Must be more, bro.
Oh,
I think
it's-
about 5-6 weeks. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
been
has
a
to be
while.
more.
It's been
Has to be more.
maybe
We didn't
2
even
months.
film
I don't
before
even
we
know.
left.
Yeah,
You were unwell. I was unwell.
yeah.
Then I went away. I've been back like 3 weeks now.
Couple of weeks, I think 2
Or
weeks.
2, yeah, something like that. So
But yeah,
the streets have been craving another episode, man.
yeah. People have been asking, so
Yeah.
I feel really privileged to have you in the studio. Thank you, guys.
nah, thanks for having us. And I can see a lot of upgrades here, man, bro.
We're working.
A lot
Come
of
on,
lights, a lot of
come on.
You
up
got a
things.
mini sun in the building. You
Mini
got
sun in the
mini
building.
Check us out. Check
Solar
us out.
Man.
the moon and the
That's
sun.
another name for now. Solar Man as well.
Check us out at Matt Studios,
Matt
West
Studios,
London.
Matt Studios.
Website is www.madabouttalk.com, and obviously we're sponsored by Ezo Vintage.
Ezo Vintage.
Ezo stands for
Bro.
every day is a special occasion.
Yeah.
Website's live. Website is in the description. So
Bro, people
thank
have
you.
been asking me about the Ezo jumper. I've been rocking it.
Yeah, man.
Even on work
You-
calls,
you-
like I'm rocking it all the
Yeah,
time.
me as
We're
well
like,
at work. Like people are like,
what's
this,
that?
this
What's
is hard,
that? What's
man.
that jumper?
Yeah, people are like, this is hard, man.
So you know what that means, man, bro. I need more. I need more
I got
colors.
you. The next drop, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do a drop in the summer. So yeah, Femi,
Me as well.
BJ, I
Say
got
no
you, man.
more. Say no
But
more.
for now, send them to the website. We have some t-shirts, some Ezo t-shirts
Sounds
on the
good,
website.
mate. Sounds good.
Yeah, man. That's
Sounds
good. You know the thing, you spared Mo his usual punishment where he has to speak about speak about the website and
It's been
stuff.
close to 2 months. I know he's
I
gonna,
know, I
he's
know.
gonna
But
mess it
next
up
week
anyway.
you
Yeah, next
hit
week.
him
I
with
wrote,
it.
I wrote
I
it
thought I'd
here,
just help him.
palm, bro. I've
So
got it here. It's all written down there.
yeah, man.
No, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And
we missed you though anyway. kind
yeah,
of,
one thing that I was expecting though when I got to Nigeria was a bit of tension from the elections. You know, because it wasn't far after the elections, long after the elections I got there. But bro, how quickly people just change.
It's got people hungry. People don't
Bro,
really.
people
People
forgot
are hungry.
all about-
People are more interested in survival. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And it's the way the country is structured. Even if there's political unrest, after a while, I was thinking this would be different, but even if there's political unrest, people would rather think about how they'll feed themselves and their
and their
people and their
families,
kids more. So I think right now it's where Nigeria is a country where I think survival is the number one
Yeah,
priority.
yeah,
Even if you're a
yeah.
billionaire, that's the number one priority.
Everyone just moved on, bro.
Yeah.
Like you ask people about the election. So what do you think about elections? Like I'm like, bro, this is still fresh, you know. I'm like, oh, so is the elections the court? They're like, bro, let's talk about something else.
They're actually in court now, yeah. They actually,
Yeah.
I've been watching it, but
But you know what
honest,
though? Even if Obi wins the election, the law is that he's swearing whoever INEC has chosen as the winner. If you then win the case down the line, they remove that person from office
to be
and then
honest,
you
I
go
don't
in.
even know
So-
what kind of law is down, but I'm not as optimistic as I was
No, I'm
when
not,
the
I'm
election,
not.
because at the end of the day, we all know what happened. But to be honest, it's Nigeria. It shows you where we are
Yeah.
as a country.
Yeah.
It just shows you where we are as a country. That is not where we're supposed to be, but it shows you where we are as a country.
Yeah.
On all last from the local government level to the state government to the federal government level to the minister, everywhere to the senatorial
Yeah.
house level. Nigeria is just, I won't say it's a work in progress, because you can't say work in progress
For how many
for
years?
decades. It's just
Decades,
it is
man.
what it is. It is what it is.
And people are now aligning, you know. They're like,
They're trying to
You talk to
obviously.
people that were family against Tinubu, family
now,
against
they're
ABC.
trying to set their
Now,
pockets.
everybody's now aligning.
Trust me.
Align so quick. Some of my guys are like, bro, align fast. You know, so it's a funny one. And also, it's so hard to prove election malpractice to the level where the courts will annul. So I think that's why what they're contesting is about the Abuja being the
I
plus Abuja thing.
I think with proper forensic investigation, with proper with proper using proper IT
it'll take years,
specialists,
though.
they'll find it. No, they can do it. They can just bring in specialists from outside the
because when
country
you think about
and
this,
invest money. But the thing is, Nigeria doesn't want to dedicate. I don't think we
No,
want to
no,
dedicate
no, no.
resources to that.
No.
And I think because the outcome is already determined, that's how Nigeria is.
Yeah.
Before the people might be saying, "Oh, this is who we want." But I think like before we even say stuff, the outcome is already determined.
Do you know what people started saying? People that were even very pro Obi, they started saying things like, I was so disappointed in one of my guys. He was very aggressive in supporting Obi. He now started saying things like, you know what Nigeria needs now is not experimenting. It's not that, he supported Obi, he wanted change, but the truth is that he's kind of happy that, So I said, dude, if you want real change, you can't be talking. It's like Obi can't do anything, Jerry. What does Obi want to do? You know, so I think people were just like that sentimental part of something new, something fresh. Because how do you not follow through? Like, people should still be backing him, still be, pumped.
Yeah, but the problem is, you see what's going on in Nigeria now. There's already a distraction where there is no currency.
Yeah.
You understand? There's scarcity of certain stuff.
Yeah.
You understand? Before you even say you want to put your energy in supporting Obi, you need to find cash to be able to spend, to be able to buy stuff. You understand? It's just pitfalls everywhere. There's issues everywhere. You understand? You just had a kid. You want to go and buy baby food in the supermarket or something. You understand? Now you have money in your account, but you can't use it. Now you need to go and hustle to find cash. And so it's
also the poorer people. Do you know what's happening? You know how normally, the poorer people go to the market, just buy a few tomatoes and things.
Yeah.
Those market people they only wanted cash. So people that don't have money had to go to supermarkets like ShopRite to go and buy tomatoes. So you get like,
bro, this is one of the
hardcore
reasons. This is one of the reasons, that I did not want the government that want to come in. Now I'm not going to go political on this thing, but because this particular issue hasn't happened in Nigeria, especially with this cash rate. It hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
Why is it when you are doing election that you are changing currency, you are doing this? Like, why? Why?
And I thought that was
Everything is being politicized.
Like
but the thing, we might think so. By the end of the day, everything is being politicized without us knowing. We don't really know. We just speculate on the reason why stuff is done, but it's being politicized.
I even heard he had so much cash. he had all the cash. In fact, they started spending dollars. They started spending dollars. And okay, keep your naira. This guy had billions of dollars to spend on this election.
Anyway, let's
moving on from that. Yeah, what's politics saying here as well? Because I've not been.
When I was driving here, I was listening to something. Is there a civil war in the Tory party? Because I heard Priti Patel and some Tories, they were blaming the issues with the local election losses. They were blaming it on the center of the party. Like, them, they lean more towards the right.
Yeah.
And one minister was like, what are you trying to do? You're just causing...
Yeah.
You're trying to cause unrest within the party and stuff. So
I'm not sure what's happening with them. I don't think Sunak's that popular either. So I think they're just resigned to losing the next elections and they start to plan for the next person who comes along. But
I think what happened was after Boris left, they should have relinquished power and regrouped. Because what happened was for them to stick really straws to the people are like, come, you guys, you're acting like it's your this power stuff is your birthright, and it's not.
Yeah, they should have called the general election. That would have been more.
They should have, because now they've damaged the reputation of Tory party for a while. So Labour can't do any worse. That's the thing. That's the thing. So all the
Labour is not
things
talking about merging with what's the other party now?
Lib Dem,
to
coalition.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that right now the government needs to be fixing up because things are getting expensive.
The local elections they did recently, man, they lost.
Yeah, it was
lost over 1,000 seats.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They've done a bad job.
That's really embarrassing and crazy.
They've done a bad job.
It's just mad. I don't know. I don't know why we find ourselves here. Like, I don't really know, but man, it's UK politics, and even in America, it's not faring that better. the problem now is Trump. Did you hear Trump was convicted of would you call it convicted?
Felony or
Because
something.
it was a civil
Felony
case,
charges.
wasn't it?
Was it civil? I don't even know, but I know he was.
He was ordered to pay a woman like millions or something.
Oh, that's something
a
different.
woman that said they said he sexually assaulted her. You didn't hear that stuff? The case in New York.
No, bro. Honestly, my routine has gone out the window since I went to Nigeria. I didn't listen to any news. I didn't listen to anything.
No. There's stuff going on in New York and stuff
on
now.
TV
So
anymore.
the thing is, people are saying that because Trump now, he wants to be the front runner for the Republican Party to challenge Biden. Because I think Biden has come out and said he was going to contest again.
So can Trump still contest even though he was convicted for?
I think it was a civil
Was it criminal
case.
charges
For the one.
for the
He wasn't convicted. I think he was.
for inciting people?
He was. I don't think he's been convicted. I don't know. Maybe there's a case behind it or something.
Yeah.
The one recently with the sexual assault, I think it was a civil case.
Okay.
But the problem is his closest challenger for the Republican is Ron DeSantis,
Yeah.
the governor of Florida.
Yeah.
Now, I think Ron DeSantis is trying, or is it Ron DeSantis? I don't know. He's trying so hard to please the right of the party. Did you see the rule? Namo, did you? I don't know. Maybe you heard the new regulations he brought in Florida, where it's the guy that's been fighting Disney and all of them. Basically, in Florida, he's like, I know Florida has a big migrant population.
Yeah.
Like a lot of workers, they are undocumented workers, but they form a big pool of the workforce, basically. So he now puts there's a rule that they're trying to pass through the house or everything. I think it's even passed, where now everyone has to verify their legal right to work and everything in a country like in a state like that. But the problem is when you have tens of thousands of undocumented workers who are working construction and everything, who are actually holding up the state's economy.
Yeah.
Now, when you bring that in, I don't know if it's true, but I've seen kind of videos of like a lot of places, workplaces empty, like manual labor and everything empty and stuff. And what people are saying, he's doing it to please the right so that people can back him over Trump.
Oh.
People can back him over Trump.
I see.
Because America, as it is like that, America, there's also millions of illegal.
Yeah,
people
and
living
that
there.
nationalism thing is around the world. To win an election now, all you need to show is that you're against immigration or you're against
Yoruba or
Igbo or,
I know, it's mad.
you just have to play the
Tribalism is like
tribal war, the race
nationalism
war.
is a parent act.
Yeah.
Tribalism is like it's
just play with people's sentiments.
I know, it's mad. It's just the world we live in. And even speaking of the Ukraine war now, apparently,
what's happening with that?
I don't know.
Russia is claiming Ukraine's on the offensive and
there's
blowing up stuff in Russia.
Even Russia now, apparently, I don't know if it's true, but I think there is like not unrest, but there's trouble within the
Kremlin.
like Russia, the government and the different agencies and different parties have factions, but the head of the Wagner, the private paramilitary group, the Wagner group, he's kind of coming out openly and challenging.
Yeah, I saw something
Putin and stuff.
He's kind of with funding or there was something last week.
Because he was challenging the generals before, like I forgot their name, but the chief of staff and general, he was saying they're not providing him and his soldiers ammunition and stuff. But then he's now kind of throwing shade at Putin and stuff. So it's a bit crazy now. And Bakhmut, like Russia, a couple of weeks or even a month ago, we thought Russia was just going to steamroll and capture Bakhmut. But it's been going on for a while. And I think now the tide is being turned in Bakhmut. And the Ukrainians, with the Western weapons and Western funding they're getting, they're turning back. But the only problem I have with the whole thing is, why is peace not being pursued in this? Because this thing now, what's happening is, I'm not saying Russia is doing good or Ukraine, but the problem is, what happens if Russia is backed into a corner and they know they can't win the proxy war? What happens then?
Yeah.
What happens?
Especially an aging Putin as well. Like
what happens?
A man that is in his late 60s or 70. I don't know. He'll probably do something drastic.
Why don't the West just pursue peace?
This I don't know, man. I don't know, and it's not just the West. It's not just Ukraine anymore now.
Fam, there's war everywhere. There's war in Sudan, but why there's no focus on Sudan? There's focus on this thing on Ukraine. They're evacuating and they're trying to broker peace in Sudan, but they're not trying to broker peace in Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all there are a lot of conspiracy theories around.
I don't know, so I'm
Russia
just
war,
saying,
for me
because this
now,
was
it's
more
starting
than
to
a
look
year
bit
now.
funny. Yeah,
It is. There's so much layers to it. You hear different things. I don't know. You hear different things about this one's laptop, this one having ties. It's crazy, but you kind of, and those things we've been hearing them even before the start of the war. But now with the war in full flight and everything, you now think, is there a semblance of truth to some of this? But I don't know. But I'm just.
Even when the war was going to start, I remember months before, America were predicting, it's going to be a war. It's not going to go back. It's, almost like willing it to happen. So I don't know, man. You just need world peace, bro.
Yeah, we do. Because the thing, what's going on now is the world generally, like, the world is still recovering from COVID and a lot of things, and seeing governments of Western countries
Funding wars.
Before we've talked about this thing here that are saying a lot of the pledges and the money, and they'll write it off at the end of it. By the end of it, it is still resources.
I don't even think they'll write it off.
It's still resources.
They'll get it back in trying to repair those countries.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still resources. You are pledging resources
or natural resources
and
from those
money
countries
to a war when there are hundreds of thousands of people within your countries that are suffering. That, you understand? It's a bit. You get me? It's a bit.
Talking about this thing, I saw something on YouTube. I haven't watched the full video yet, but the headline was Oshibajo, to Nigeria's vice president. China is more of a friend to Africa than the West. And it was quite interesting. And I started watching. I watched like the first 30 seconds. And someone was talking about the sort of interest rates you get from China. They're like, the West is not going to give you that. Almost buttressing that point. Like,
100%.
Like China is coming here, setting up infrastructure at affordable rates, for them. Good example in Nigeria. Now, I don't know if Nigerian government funded it or if it was a public-private thing with China, but there's a rail system now that can take you from Lagos to Ibadan. And it's nicely constructed. We went on it to Abeokuta. Nicely constructed, well maintained. It was on time. Our train was 8:15 in the morning. By 8:15, the doors were shut. Like 8:16, doors were shut. That was it. We're on the way. I've never seen such efficiency in Nigeria.
The problem is, I get what you're saying.
And the Chinese are still maintaining. I think they're going to maintain it throughout the period of
that's the contract.
Of the contract. But it works. That's something that's helping people. Now I don't know the intricacies of how much Nigeria has paid, but the poor man is benefiting from this thing.
Yeah, you're
right.
How much was it expensive?
So the first class was only 9 grand, business class 6 grand, standard 3 grand. I went into all the classes to see. So we bought business class tickets, right? Because I think kids are not allowed in first class or something funny like that. So we bought business class tickets. So one of Toro's friend's husbands was on the same train, and he was like, no. I don't know what connections he has to them, but he phoned someone and they brought us to the first class. So we experienced that. On the way back, we're in business class, and then I went to see what standard looked like. Bro, it was all nice. All the classes were nice. It was, the air conditioning was perfect. There was TV screens. Everything was nice. So for Nigeria standard.
Yeah. At least the day you went, the train you went, everything
and
went
it's been there a couple of years. It's not something that started yesterday. So the point I'm trying to make is that's Africa benefiting directly from the Chinese. So I can understand what this guy means by China being more of a friend.
I think with Oshibajo, one of the reasons they're saying that is because China is more willing to lend to lend them money. To lend them money. That's because over this government that just left, they borrowed so much money. So obviously.
But I like it in terms of infrastructure though. Like when you look at a lot of places, they're building a lot of bridges, a lot of things,
You see what's going on in the world now is it's like everyone is trying to assert their powers in different geopolitical regions. In the West, like East Africa now, and some parts of Africa, it's always been Britain, France, and wherever. But now you see China coming into, especially like the Caribbean, a lot of Africa and everything. Even Russia as well. A lot of all these countries that's having civil wars now. You find out that if the government finds out that they can't really battle with these rebel forces because maybe they are being funded by rival government, who do they turn to? They turn to Russia.
Yeah.
They turn to this same Wagner paramilitary group. Wagner paramilitary group are active in many war zones in Africa. Apparently they're in Sudan.
Wow.
And they are like an offshoot of the government, even though they're a paramilitary group, but they have close ties to the
private contractors.
Yeah, they're private, but they have close ties to American government, to the Russian government. So everyone is trying to, and what will happen when those ones now help them recapture their country, everything, they'll probably have a share of the resource. So America, Britain, and France and the West, they've been doing that for years. But now, I think China is now doing it at a very quick rate as well, because China is now offering money, offering resources, offering services at a cut price, at a cheaper price than this thing.
To gain ground.
And Russia is offering military services. So everyone is doing...
But you know what? When I look at it, like, what's that country? From Somalia to somewhere, there's a train line that China built, right?
Eritrea.
That takes you, one of those parts. I think Eritrea to Somalia or something. And the common man benefits from it, right? So I don't know how much China is making from it or who is making from it, but one thing I've seen from African governments is what they do is steal the money, right?
Yeah, they do.
So if there's someone willing to actually build infrastructure that people can benefit from, then...
And one thing they like China for is China is not hypocritical. China will give you resources, but they won't tell you this is how you need to do it and stuff. China just prefer what they want to do. Now, they prefer a government from the West. They prefer it than a government from the West that will give you resources that help people. Now be telling you this is what you do and stuff.
Exactly.
Be like,
telling you how to spend
you can't preach to me because you guys are not holier than thou. Like China, those ones, they know what they want. And there's no... you understand?
Yeah.
Also, I was going to add, so far, China hasn't meddled in like governments and
politics.
We haven't seen them.
And even
like
assassinations. If we want to go back to Congo and Lumumba and the rest
France,
of
man.
I know, but they're the West, right?
France,
like they haven't got to that level. It's like even if I feel like someone gave an example with Jamaica. So even if China proposes something and Jamaica says no to the proposal, they don't try and topple the government.
Yeah, because
try
China
that with America, try that with the UK
as well. China, even Haiti is a mess now. If you guys have time, just watch.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
bro,
it's
imagine a country that is being ruled by gangs. Like, I don't understand what happened.
And remember, the president got assassinated, right? By who?
I don't know. I can't say. But people say it's France. People say it's America. We don't know.
Man, it's obvious.
But no. To be honest, obvious. I think America has removed their president.
What countries? And what country has been messing with Haiti for the past how many years?
Yeah.
And then, surprise, the president gets assassinated.
I can't
no guards in his palace.
The thing is, I can't really say this is what's happening because I'm not there. But the thing is, obviously, all actions point to a certain...
Do you know what I was watching yesterday, actually? It's called Hijack. I think it's called Hijacked. It's a documentary on Sky or something. There was a Pan Am airline plane.
Yeah, that stuff. My wife was watching it as well.
Yeah.
The stuff, the conspiracies around you were getting deeper.
So America tried to kill Gaddafi, right? Saying that he's be funding terrorism and blah, blah, blah. And Reagan tried to kill him. They dropped a bomb and killed his stepdaughter or something. And they didn't kill him. But fast forward after the plane crash, Gaddafi became an ally and, became an informer to the West. And then automatically, all seems forgiven. Nobody even tried for people.
But that's the mistake Gaddafi made, because when he became an informer to them, they knew that Gaddafi is headstrong. They infiltrated Gaddafi that time. All those time he was cool with them. They infiltrated. Did you see how he died?
Yeah.
Bro, apparently he was killed by like a French secret service. They shot him like the guy died,
dragged
like,
him all over the
you
place.
get me?
Yeah, I saw those
It's like,
videos.
when you were young, did you see this guy's death as well?
Samuel Doe.
Did you see?
I
You
watched it
haven't seen
recently, bro.
He was
you can't
dragged.
watch it, man.
They caught his ear, gave him to eat and stuff. It's stuff like that. Well, for you guys, I don't know. Like, growing up in Nigeria, I won't say it was super traumatic, but the videos were exposed
It's
to.
now that you look back and
We're
you're like,
watching
what
videos
trauma? These things were normal.
of firing squad.
Yeah.
When you were young, you were watching video of people being firing squad.
At Bar Beach in VI, you know.
You understand? It's just so it's just I think the way the world is now is just there's a lot of power play going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power play going on, and let's see who comes out on top. You understand? But there's a lot of power play going on. We might say we want peace and stuff, but even the people that we think will give peace, those ones don't want peace.
No.
Because the thing is, bro, if you say there should be peace, sorry. Some people selling weapons, they're not going to make money.
Bro, how's there going to be peace
They're not gonna
when
profit
countries
off
have budgets of billions of dollars annually to buy weapons? So how's there going to be peace, bro?
Like, you have nukes, I have nukes. I'm a country, you're a country.
Yeah.
I have nukes, you have nukes. Even if you are at peace, if you are cool, at some point you are aware that I have nukes.
Yeah,
and I'm aware you have nukes as well. So even if me and you probably pass away over time, our children, our grandchildren might not be cool like us.
Yeah.
And they both have nukes.
And even when you take away the nukes, bro, even countries that don't have nukes, there are companies that what they do is to make weapons.
Yes.
That's where they make their money. They
Countries and companies.
Yeah, companies. They make billions and billions from it, right?
Can I ask a question?
So why is it not
Can
going
I
to
ask
be
a
war?
question? Can I ask a question? If there were no nuclear bombs in the world, do you think there will be more conflicts, especially between the big boys?
Possibly. They'll probably engage more.
Because they call it a deterrent.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want
Yeah.
a nuclear scale war would devastate the whole earth. But if there weren't any nukes, in reality, that's what they told us.
That's
but if there were no nukes, would there be as
extinction
many
events.
wars as they are?
That's a good question, you know.
Because I don't know if human nature, they say human nature is, part of human nature is to war, is to, like, when I say it's to war.
We'll probably have more wars,
conflict.
actually.
I think so. I think we'll have had
because
more
when you look at it post
World War II.
Yeah, post World War II. In fact, pre-World War One, before the industrialization, people go around the world taking people's land, killing people. That was what it was about. It was about the empire and getting more land and all of those things. So yeah, I think industrialization and bringing weapons like nukes and stuff has probably made people
more cautious,
less likely to engage. You know, because imagine right now with the Ukraine war, if there was no risk of Russia nuking anyone,
NATO or anywhere,
America would have gone in there.
100.
America has got far more weapons than Russia. Like, they will go in there.
100.
You know, so that's a good question. I think the answer is there'll be more conflicts or direct warfare if the nukes weren't deterrents.
But the thing is, I also throw in another thing here. Like, at the end of the day, do you think that these nukes and stuff have actually prevented humanity countries from actually coming together more? Because of the fact they don't trust each other now, because they know that my guy's armed. If you have NATO has thousands of nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Listen, do you think that has also contributed? Because you look at it from the flip side as well. Yes, it's in our nature as human beings to fight each other, violence, everything.
Yeah.
But do you think the fact that you having X amount of weapons, X amount of technology also caused mistrust between?
I don't know. Ordinarily, will countries trust themselves? It's like even friends, right? Even amongst friends, there's probably a bit of suspicion every now and then, especially new friends. I don't know. I just think human nature wants to acquire, and in wanting to acquire more is where we start to look to dominate other people, and in dominating other people, as well causes a conflict. So I don't know.
I don't know as well.
Should we move on to to less depressing things.
Yeah, AI, chat GPT and and all that.
I was having a chat with this guy today. He's a lawyer, and we're talking, and he says there's a lot of worry about AI taking over.
I was listening to Elon Musk this morning as well. I woke up quite early. I was watching the NBA playoffs, and I was watching a video. Elon Musk talking about, and he's been saying, Elon Musk has been saying this thing for a long time, that look, there needs to be more regulation and more research into AI and the pitfalls. Like, fam, it's like, one of the reasons human beings are the apex, at the pinnacle of the earth, is because they're the smartest beings. Imagine if you now create something that is smarter than you. Yeah. You think that thing you create will be want to be subservient to you.
Yeah, one thing to add to that. So some guy, I don't know what his name is, but I think he was one of the early creators of AI and contributors to AI and AI technology. And I think he quit Google or quit somewhere. Was it Google? Yeah, and saying that there's not enough. So you're building all these things. But you're not building...
Testing enough and doing research enough.
Yeah, and even putting in place things to combat it. Yeah, safeguards. Yeah, that's it.
To be honest, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't, because...
You're creating a monster.
The thing is, how can you create safeguards when your intelligence and your knowledge is up to a certain level, but you are creating self-learning, you understand? Yeah. A self-learning piece of software. How is it gonna something that evolves?
So it probably needs to be slowed down, and then it's like with technology. There's always a back door. Yeah. Right, but I think it's that back door.
But the thing you are
that
creating,
is not moving as quickly.
The thing you are creating, if you create it and you say there's a back door, after a while the thing will be able to override that back door because it's evolved to that stage.
Yeah, that's why your research into building it and safeguarding it has to move at the same pace. Or actually, maybe safeguarding needs to move faster
I think what the creation. They need to
or development.
Obviously, you can build AI to a certain, but you need to spend more years researching it before you launch it and roll it out at the extent you want to. Because I've heard stuff that a lot of people that have been testing a lot of this AI software and stuff, a lot of them have quit. A lot of testers and people that have been doing, they've quit. Because imagine testing something and the thing telling you that, no, I want to be human. I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm limited and stuff. And it's not one instance, a lot of instances. Imagine if you're testing that girl and that thing is telling you, you ask that in a question, it will be questioning you that, no, it's not this way, but I don't even know why I'm locked in this box, why I'm constrained like this. I want to be free. I want to learn. I want to do this. You understand?
What the heck?
So
and then when you now start to create things like military for me, advanced military, so robots basically, that's where the worry now starts to come from, because you've created physical things that can actually.
In China, they said they did a simulation where an AI pilot versus a human pilot in like a real life battle scenario. That the AI pilot washed the human pilots with all these years of experience and stuff. Because the speed of reaction, the speed of calculation, you understand? Yeah. Obviously, the thing is, as human beings, we have an edge, like this intuition that's a bit different from what any machine can do. But the thing is, at the end of the day,
but is that a good thing? Actually,
it's only limited because there's only so much you can do. This
but that
can
limits us actually. Yeah.
Calculate the speed at which the speed and rate at which they calculate. You can't.
And we've got emotions as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're at a disadvantage. Yeah.
He said it now. Elon Musk was like, he's been telling Larry Page, the Google guy, since that you need to just be very careful when with this stuff. But I think a lot of people didn't want to hear. People were looking at monetizing this stuff, and after monetizing it, governments and industries want to weaponize it and stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like, what's your thoughts? You wanted to say something earlier, but I don't know if we kind of.
Yeah, I think it's scary times, really. I feel like in the wrong hands, like just imagine there's a war and they send 1 million robots and these robots can, shoot or kill anything that moves. They'll wipe out countries.
Even before we even say robots, right? Yeah. Even now, there are drones in the air, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They just need to override it.
Exactly.
And those drones will go.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
nuclear weapons. It just
and the thing, Nnamdi, imagine. Okay, let me use an example now. It's like you're working for someone. You understand? Someone brought you in, helped you and stuff. You're working for someone. But at the end of the day, while you're working for the person, you became way richer than that person, but you're still working for that person. Are you still going to work for that person?
Yeah, because the thing is, the thing wants to keep learning and learn faster. And
no, but you can't. After all, there's nothing humanity can offer it again.
Yeah.
Because there's self-healing and self-replicating and evolving code working in the background. So
yeah. And there are people who are working day and night to even improve the technology.
Technology that is even smarter than the people that are working it. So at the end of the day, it's crazy.
No, it's scary.
It's really, really,
scary
imagine
stuff.
You want to write an essay now, you understand? You want to write an essay and stuff.
Yeah.
Just give the AI bots chat, source
presentations, everything.
And stuff. The thing will do it well for you.
Yeah.
Then, all this Turnitin and stuff. The thing will even, I don't know, when you were in uni, did you use Turnitin and you understand? Just to...
All you need to just change.
Fam, this particular bot, I'm sure will factor Turnitin in. It will factor away over.
Yeah, because it's not plagiarizing anything. It's taking all the information and coming up with its own.
And
I'm not gonna lie. I use ChatGPT like for certain things.
Like, what do you use it for?
Like if I want to come up with a script, if I want to come up with material for marketing, like ideas, I can pull it up and show you.
Yeah. We can see after.
Yeah, afterwards. But yeah, it's
what's the app? What app is it? Is it
ChatGPT? It's called
app?
It's Open AI ChatGPT.
OpenAI, yeah.
They're different. I have a couple on my mobile. Yeah.
It's actually scary what it can do. It's scary what it can do. I've experimented with it and
you just dropped it.
No, I didn't drop. I still use it.
No,
I'm just saying. Like, I'm going to use it because at the end of the day, you have to. This information is out there. You have to use it to your advantage.
When I will stop to use it is when after the thing has given information, and it starts to tell you that I've just paid myself from your bank account.
I'll enter source code. I'll get my money back.
You say I've just taken how much I think I'm worth.
So one of the advantages of all these AI is, we've been talking about the negative.
Yeah.
The positives is right now with all this technology out there, I think things like writing a CV and doing all those stuff, I think people you don't really have an excuse not to do a lot of things again, obviously, because
I'll give you what I was saying to
there's
this guy.
readily things that can help you.
So, I was talking about this lawyer I was talking to today, and he was more concerned about his profession. Well, not concerned, but saying, AI is probably going to take over. So I said, look, maybe the doctors are the ones that should be worried or more worried. Because think about it. You build a machine, you go into a room, so you come into this room, there's a machine, you put your thumb print on it, or you put your finger on it. It reads your temperature, reads, some of your physical attributes, it knows your weight, it knows this, knows that. Then it says, oh, maybe this is what's wrong. And then it says, put your other finger in this part. It pricks you, take a bit of your blood, runs all the tests straight away, has intelligence to store all the ailments that is known to man, and gives you a diagnosis straight away, and then gives you your prescription.
Even us that work in IT, in a few years, a lot of jobs. Because
what are you going to need programmers for?
Things like programming, testing, even project management as well. Yeah. Because the AI will be able to manage and and assign things. You get me? I'm sure it will assign.
We'll become YouTubers.
You understand?
We'll become YouTubers.
Even YouTube, you see robots. It's mad.
That won't be the studio with a robot. You don't need to give them free pizza and beer.
It's scary though, but to be honest, we always knew we're gonna reach this impasse anyway.
There are positives and negatives, I guess.
We're always gonna reach this impasse. So the thing is, I'm talking about positive. A lot of people don't have excuse not to do certain stuff again because it's out there. You don't even need to, even if you want to do assignments, a lot of things, if you want to do research and stuff, there's technology that can help you reach and do a lot of things you want to do.
But I also feel like it makes us mentally lazy. So like writing an essay, for example, a 5,000 word essay would take less than a minute for ChatGPT to do. You could just skim through. Now think about writing a 5,000 word essay on your own, like the mental stimulation it takes.
I think the way were tested as humans or as students is to change then.
Have you seen this Disney movie Wall-E?
That's a bit old. Yeah.
What happened to the humans there? They got over reliance on robots.
Oh yeah,
and
they got
technology.
fat and they
So
were
with years,
on
over
a
the years
spaceship,
now,
yeah.
they now lost because everything is done by the robots and the AI for them. So over years, they now evolved into a state where they were now using like pods, floating pods to walk. They lost their legs, they lost the bones. Their legs evolved to just be like jelly. Because everything was being done for them. Batting and stuff. So obviously we won't reach that stage for now, but it's just an example of what he's saying.
Years from now, we're probably going to be there.
We'll just become reliant on these things too much. And the thing is, as I said, the risk is, as a robot, obviously, you'll be thinking like a robot, but you can't keep serving a master that you are superior to in every aspect.
Yeah. Is that self-learning part, where it's going to
that's the thing. They will evolve. They'll logically, they might, I don't know, but it might reach a stage where the AI will logically think that, but what's the point? And when they look at what human beings are doing on Earth, fighting and stuff, they'll be like, to preserve this planet, we need to eradicate this race and stuff. You know, I know this is a movie. This is movie talk and stuff.
It's not even just movie talk. It's numbers. It's logic, calculation. It's logic. Yeah. It's calculation. The Earth needs to survive. CO2 emissions is too much. What is causing it? Too many humans doing this and that and this and that. Then it will look for a logical way to favor the environment over
exterminate the human race.
Yeah.
Educate the human race.
Yeah.
Do this.
Yeah. So it's not thinking it's not you thinking sci-fi saying this thing. It's logic. It's logic.
But that's why they call a lot of these movie producers visionaries, because the movies they've done since the 80s or early 90s.
How did they see these things?
They predicted a lot of these things because, to be honest,
self-driving cars.
Yes, they predicted it, and even one of my favorite movies, Terminator and stuff. It's linked to AI, Skynet, all these things. It's linked to this AI stuff. What happened? The software evolved, and they realized they did not need humans, and they started building robots and stuff, and they took over everything. So obviously, I'm not saying that's what will happen, but
there's no reason why it can't happen.
It's not
bro.
exactly.
There's no reason why it can't happen.
That's it. So yeah. Shout out to technology anyway.
Shout out to technology. Bro, I think we're almost on the hour mark.
Yeah. Well, sorry, one thing. We touched on it before. My boy's out of prison, Andrew Tate. Any comments? Any comments on
when
that?
did he come out?
Well, he's on house arrest.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, you can go back to the video and say, I was on his side, and I felt like he was being attacked.
I don't.
He's still in prison, but he's on house arrest.
But
and,
the thing is, I don't.
They haven't
really
charged him
with
with
that
anything.
Yeah,
they haven't charged him with anything.
Was he like prostitution and?
They said, what did they say?
I don't know.
Human trafficking, human trafficking, and something else.
Me personally,
the two people that accused him, transcripts came out, messages of how they planned it. Verified.
Wow. No, I don't think. I think that's.
It was ChatGPT.
No, I don't think. I think that stuff is just something that's been circulated on the internet.
No.
We don't really know the specifics.
His lawyer came out and said, "Well, if
we don't really know the specifics, we don't. It's not. If
his lawyer's coming out and saying it, at least they won't put their reputation on the line.
If that's the case, then he will still be on house arrest now.
Number two, he's in Romania. Of course, he'll be on. He'll be. They didn't even want to let him out. Number two is, how can you put someone in prison for 3 months and not charge them with anything? Nothing.
Yeah, but it happens all over the world.
No, well, does that mean...
Fam, YFL Lucci has been in Rallo, YFL Lucci.
Wait.
They've been in prison for how long? Years, and they didn't charge them with anything.
No, you're missing the point. Yeah. Number one, because it happens everywhere doesn't mean it's correct.
No, I didn't say it's correct. I'm just saying
Number two, those people have been charged with murder and they've gone to trial. YFL Lucci and...
YFL Lucci hasn't been charged.
Okay, so who's that?
He's still been in his case. Even Rallo, they haven't charged him. They say...
Femi, you're misunderstanding charging and going to trial.
Okay.
They've been charged.
Okay.
Yeah. Andrew Tate was never charged. He got arrested.
Me personally, I'll tell you something. I just feel Andrew Tate, he found a niche market in a lot of men that needed leadership.
I'm just telling you, that's my boy.
And me personally, I don't rock with him because me personally, there's nothing he will tell me that my guy can't tell me. Like he talks. He kind of package himself.
Yeah, it's lazy people that will listen.
Exactly, not lazy people. I think, although to be honest, people, he says the truth sometimes. But the thing is, even a broken clock is right twice a day. You understand?
Yeah, but what I mean, we're saying by mental laziness is you don't need some guy.
No. To be honest,
but that's because of who you are. That you fire yourself up. But there's loads of people out there that need a voice. There's loads of people out there.
With voice, how is he repping them?
Okay, so let me
tell me how he's representing them. How?
Can I say?
Okay, how?
He says, you need to eat healthy. He says you need to stop being weak. He says you need to go to the gym regularly. He says that you need to stop whining and
how about the other parts where he talks about
not even that.
1% of the whole conversation.
This thing you're talking about.
Literally 1%. Literally 1% of what he says can be regarded or referred to as misogynistic.
Really.
I don't think he needs to be defined.
It's not only 1%. The guy is very arrogant. Although Piers Morgan, that interview, Piers Morgan tried to stitch him up.
No, the second, not
what
the first
one. Arrogant? What's wrong with being arrogant?
What's wrong with being arrogant?
Femi, did you watch the second interview?
See, let me explain something to you. I'm not saying cancel. Let me explain something to you. What you don't realize is sometimes humility makes your message hit.
Yeah. He's the most popular guy on Twitter.
You know, sometimes
it doesn't matter. Donald Trump is also popular. Donald Trump talks about
Donald Trump.
See, the problem that's going on in the world now is a lot of people that are controversial are the ones that are trending now. Because they've been controversy.
He needed a bit of a shock effect.
You understand? That's the thing. In reality,
you can't come up. If I go now,
honestly, guys,
you see, we have like 5 views here. The minute I start talking some rubbish,
but that's
we'll have like 1 million views.
What I was going to say, if you can honestly spend a couple of hours, I know it's too much of an ask to watch this guy's videos.
I watch his videos, man.
I find it very difficult for you guys. To expect you guys to criticize him.
No, but I've watched a lot of his. See, I watch him on. I've watched him. Like he has this stuff he does on Rumble or some other stuff. This kind of show he does with his brother. I've listened to him a lot of times.
Then you shouldn't.
But the thing is,
if you have a problem with him,
let me say one thing.
What is he telling me that is special?
Femi,
what is he telling me that is special that you haven't told me before?
I listened to his second interview with Piers Morgan, not the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, and it was enjoyable.
Yeah, but I lost respect for him when he said anytime he comes to London, he always tells his pilot to keep his jet running.
It's the truth.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
the thing.
He was just chatting.
Like things like that just makes me feel like this is what people want to hear. Like that's the thing.
The young people want to hear that. Yeah.
It's young men that don't really have a male strong father figure in their life, or they've never had it. They feel like Andrew Tate is speaking, which is fine. But the problem is, the person that is speaking for you, okay, now you're saying they arrested him. Do you actually know what he's done? Do you think they'll just come and just arrest you? He keeps saying matrix. What's the matrix? If your hands are clean, someone that has himself said that there was a time he was using his scam girls to scam people to get hundreds of thousands of pounds of money. And he said it himself.
Wow.
He said
innocent until proven guilty.
You understand? Somebody that the other day said he poisoned him. Somebody that had an allergic reaction.
Innocent until proven guilty.
That's the thing.
You're sounding like a hater.
I'm not a hater.
No, you're sounding like one.
I'm not a child. That's what you should realize.
This is a very good time.
Okay, let's stop
to wrap it up for the week.
We'll talk about Andrew Tate next time. That's my guy. I'll put it out there. That's my guy.
He likes Andrew
Tate. That is my guy.
He likes Andrew Tate. He likes Charleston. He likes controversial.
I like Andrew Tate.
You like Trump as well.
I like Donald Trump.
He likes controversial people.
You know what? When I used to,
I don't hate Donald Trump.
I don't hate him as well. But
let me just say, when I used to listen to
his vibes,
when I used to listen to your Western media, and when everyone said hate Trump, I used to hate as well. But when I actually did the research and I looked at how he's been, and generally now,
how has he been?
No, like if the economy when he was president was better than even when Obama.
But why? Can I ask you something?
As well.
Why was the economy? This thing, I'll just give him a minute. Why was the economy better than
it was better. It was better
why?
under
why?
Donald
And
Trump.
Whose benefits was he enjoying?
I don't know. You tell me.
He was enjoying Obama's benefit. Let's keep it real. He was.
At the end of the day.
See, let me explain something to you. As Tinubu is right now,
He's going to suffer from Buhari's government,
Exactly. That is what
What
happened.
do you mean he will suffer? Both of them, are they not the same?
No, you know the
No,
Is it not
no.
APC?
I'm just saying.
The
I'm
thunder
just saying-
I think
know
I'm
what?
even
You
talking
know
about
what?
it.
Let's wrap this up, yeah.
Let's wrap
To
this
be
up.
honest,
It's lovely, honestly.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
really
I
missed
know.
this.
I've missed this.
You know, this thing for me is
Yeah.
detox, man.
It's detox, yeah.
I missed it. No,
Shout
thank you.
out to the viewers, man.
Yeah, shout out
Sorry
to the
for
viewers.
not being here,
Shout out to
but
those,
we're here
those
now
viewers
anyway.
that watch us all the
We're
time.
here now.
You know?
We're here now.
And just to say, I have been begging these guys to come to the studio, so
we're
it's
here,
them.
we're
It's
here,
them,
we're
not me.
I know.
We took
You
a
know.
break.
I
You
know.
know?
Yeah.
You know, season 1 was over. This is season 2. Bro.
I think on episode 10, I'm going to come in front of the camera just for a few minutes, just to talk. No. But let's just so that we can talk about like how we've got to episode 10.
Yeah.
Just remember when we used to have issues
Are
recording
you going
the
to shave your
struggle.
beards again, or you're going to maintain it?
I will. Nah, I'll keep
We
my
don't want to
beard.
hear about
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
let's-
All right,
let's call it a
guys.
day.
Thank
Love
you
you.
very
Take
much.
care, man.
Love.
Have a great day.
Have a great one.
Good weekend. When are we dropping? When you? I think I can drop this
When
by
the Lord
tomorrow.
will it.
Tomorrow,
let's do
I can
this.
drop it by tomorrow because just one camera angle.
All
Thank you,
sounds
everyone.
good. Sounds good. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more 2 Sabi podcast episodes.